Well, hello everyone, I'm High Treason. I can hear the alien pussy noises again. This noise it makes, instead of squelching, you get them sort of weird sort of noises coming out of it. I don't know, they said it's something to do with, like, you know, the sort of fluid they produce is, like, different. When they get wet, it's like, yeah. Now, that is a thought I was just having to myself, you know, when I was off thinking about the whole Operation Get Volkswagen Back. It's like, I'm fairly sure I can bring a sled in my car. And then if I have no vehicle near my house, it won't matter, because I can just use one of these, which is, you know, not ideal, but then again, I might be able to walk just as quick. Ah, it'll be fine. Look, don't argue with it, video game logic. But yes, I'm High Treason, and this is that's dodgy. Part 6 of Let's Play the Long Drive and Go Fucking Home. And well, we should only have about 400k to go, but I can't see the odometer too well from sitting in this position. So chances are, unless something goes massively wrong, which you can never rule out, we should be making it home today. And of course then I have to do Operation Get My Volkswagen Back. But I'll do that on my own, I won't record much of it. We will tack it on the end, if all goes well. But when I get home in the game, I'm going to stop working on this. I'm going to go off and make a video for the main channel. And in that I will render this out as a complete episode up until the point I get home. And then, yeah, if that's where it ends, that's where it ends, because the computer broke or something, and I won't be fixing it again. Like, that's it. So, you know, if it fucking breaks down in the meantime, then we got as far as we could. But I'm just not putting more time and money into this. As I've said, I'm basically done. So, yeah. Well, you know, I would have liked to have gone out of this with a massive bang, but things just don't work out that way. At least I don't have to resort to the over-sensationalised shit that similar channels did. You know, I got a computer that hadn't been turned on for 30 years and shit like that. I found a new 486 in 2023. So I can retire knowing that I was the best, you know. Better than LGR, who copied me to a point, and then he just couldn't keep up anymore. Better than fucking Phil, so he's just a fucking loser. Better than fucking, oh, what's his fucking name? I can't even remember. Well, never mind. Basically, I'm one of the best, you know. There is people out there who's better at it than me, but I certainly think I ranked pretty high. You know, I covered a fair few things. I think I had a fair bit of information packed in there. Never tried to sell you anything. Never made any money off it. I always just told it like it was. There's only so much you can do, and you know, it's pretty funny now. You know, I see people like Lewis Rossman. I quite like that guy, you know. But it's pretty funny how he's just consistently 20 years behind where I am with the way this industry works. It's all these things I warned people about decades ago. And like, you've got people like him, like, hang on a minute. It's like, yeah, well, you're a bit late to the party. All of you fuckers out there bought into this. So you got what you deserved. You got what you paid for. You know, the writing was on the wall a long time ago that this is how the industry would go. I've just ridden this out for as long as I can, but I'm at a point where I can't really do it anymore. It's just, no, it's not acceptable to me at all. I will not allow, like, a company to openly fleece me. I will not allow a company to dictate that I can't use a piece of hardware anymore. Even Pretty Arctic Supermicro, who never really bothered to support this motherboard, and it does have a few problems that could quite easily have been fixed, because most of them are through firmware and stuff. And yeah, you know, just they ain't bothered. So you've had these problems since day one, and they've just never done anything about them. I'm more annoyed with StarTech for, you know, basically just failing with their capture card completely. I mean, the capture card I had in here, they didn't bother with to support that thing for like over a year. It had no functioning software or anything. You had to resort to weird workarounds to get it to go. And Microsoft final release an OS update, they basically made that untenable. And the whole time, StarTech's official solution was just use OBS. So if you can't use OBS with it, like, that doesn't function as like a video capture tool. Like, you can record with it, but it's going to just produce corrupted files. It's probably based on FFmpeg or something. All these things that encode seem to be based on the same library of whatever it is that just produces files that don't conform with the standards, and so you can't use them with very many things. I mean, you can go and play them in a player that's built using the same broken FOSS shit, but that's not really very useful. You can't capture out the native resolution in OBS. It's always going to put scaling. It's always going to lock the frame rate. You can't just capture the native frame rate. And a lot of the controls for the card are completely unavailable in it anyway. So, you know, what are you supposed to do? It doesn't lock on to the audio input of the card. It enables it, but you can only capture the sound cards, like, you know, sort of repeat of that. It's not a pass-through because it's not on a cable. It bloody should be, but nobody's done that for years. I remember the last analog capture cards. Those were weird things for like audio, because you just had no real way to do that. Like, they still had audio sockets, but they didn't even have the vias for the header that went to your sound card, and even when they did, they often weren't connected to anything on the board. And you know, there was just no facility for it in the driver or the operating system, so, you know, it was like, right, so like, how am I supposed to get sound through this? Like, the TV tuner side of it, you just didn't have sound, and nobody really said anything, because, you know, by then it was the new generation of people who didn't really know any different, and blissfully ignorant generation, really, a lot of mine, and the generation after it especially, and they'll just go along with what they're told. They'll go along with the corporations, invariably. You know, it amuses me when you see younger people comment on, like, you know, the Napster bad upload, and they think, you know, well, they'll always side with the music label. It's, to me, it's just weird. You know, that shit ain't right. So it's easy to sort of dehumanise these people and see them as having no soul, well, and that's their way of thinking. And that's not something I really feel comfortable doing, but it's like, are you even alive, you know, in there? Or are you just sort of running on autopilot here, because, you know, are you ever going to stop and actually, you know, think for yourself? Well, I thought I had less oil in it than that. Well, like setup with this sled. Well, anyways, I've got quite some distance left to go, and I'm probably going to dump you in a time lapse before I, like, knock myself hoarse with all my rattling on. So that seems like a sensible thing to do. I'll see you in 100, maybe 200k or something. You know, I'm not going to pretend I really, really hate what they've done to the rabbits. Like, if the game worked well enough that they didn't just pop in front of you, maybe it wouldn't be so bad, but you know, it's a moving fucking thing that loads in late, and you just end up in this sort of shit. Well, like, what are you supposed to do about it? Like, you know, what can I do about that shit? I can do nothing. I suppose my car not moving. It should be moving. I know there's no engine, but I expect it to roll. There we go. But yeah, I mean, the amount of fucking damage it does, the car gets airborne, it goes flying in the air. Like, yeah, add things to the game and shit, cool, but don't, like, break it. Don't, like, build on something that already isn't working very well. That's dumb, you know. I'm not usually particularly critical of the guy who made this, but that was utterly stupid. You need to revert that. Get that out of the game, because that's ruining it. And you can't even just go, well, put it on peaceful, because the rabbits still exist. So no, that's a bad design choice, that one, I'm afraid. That needs to come out. Oh great, now I've got angry rabbits and I'm going to get eaten on the side of the road. Where is it? Can't actually figure that out. Oh, whatever, now I have this to contend with. What is that? Is that my instrument panel? No, it's my bloody glove blocks, isn't it? Anything else broke off? I mean, jeez, man. That is bad. That is terrible. Right, well, I've got 7k to go before I was going to stop and check in with you anyway. So we might as well just go along for the ride now. I mean, fucking hell, you know. If this part runs long, it's fine. We just split operation, get Volkswagen back into its own part, right? So I don't know. I'm really not sure what the point of it was doing that to the rabbits, because it's pretty dumb. And you go through patches like this where it happens a lot. There's just nothing you can do, like... You know, do you want me to drive at like 10 kilometers an hour? It's like, then on a hazardous stretch of road, I can appreciate. Because if I fuck it up on that, it's like here, if I drive down this full pelt, which I'm probably going to do, and then go flying off, then I've got no one to blame but myself. I could see it was going downhill. You know, I could, if there's a blind dip in the road, I can see it, and if I choose not to slow down, then smash into a rock, it's my fault. And so, you know, that doesn't really need anything done about it. That's fine, you just slow down there. But I mean, the rabbits can just come out of nowhere at any given time. They just pop into being, they jump out into the road, and that's not skill based, and I don't like that. No, don't do that. I do feel, like I say, that you have got to this point in the game now where it's probably sort of peaked, and you know, updates from here are just largely going to make it worse. They're just going to be weird things that you never wanted that add nothing to the game and just sort of make the existing mechanics like more shit as time goes on. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't plan on playing it again past this. You know, I just have other things that I need to embark on doing, so it doesn't really matter that much. And I got my money's worth out of it and then some, so I'm not really complaining, but yeah, I hope that's not a direction we're going to go in. Still, we are just a few 100 metres, we're like 1 kilometre from saving the game. See, another fucking rabbit. Now if I'd have touched that, thing is, even touching them slowly doesn't seem to help. Like, slowing down I don't think will help you. Because even when I've gone slow, they've just sent my car flying and knocked all sorts of pieces off it. You're actually better off just hitting the rocks. Like, the rocks do less damage than the fucking bunnies at this point. It doesn't seem to matter whether they're the old, deformed ones. Oh, I'm 100 metres short. Or the new ones that are loaded in. It just fucks things up. Alright, there you go. 1550. Because doing it by 50s instead of whole hundreds now. We'll save the game. We'll have a look. But we should be pretty well on now. I hate having that sledge in the car. It really fucks with the handling. Really fucks with the seating position. My curse fan's still not here, and it's a bloody Sunday, so it won't be tidying up today. I'd not be surprised the guy ain't pursed it yet. Like, a lot of eBay sellers are very, very sloppy about that kind of thing now. Yeah, exactly 201k to go if we use the world distance counter. We know it's always a little bit off. We'll be at the end of this road, well, the beginning of this road, before you know it. Still, I'm done ranting. I'm gonna continue. Well, I might have a nice lolly first, actually. But I'm gonna continue anyway. You won't be around for the ice lolly bit, I guess. I could make you do that, but that wouldn't really be very good of me and serve no purpose, so I won't. Getting very close. This is where I'm sure I took a pickup truck from here, you know. It's about 250 kilometres out or something. In fact, we're only a couple of k from home when we picked this up. 244. Not far to go at all. Yeah, this is the Golf I got, like, from that. I went out to a boat in my 2105 that I'd started with. Oh, that's missing headlights. And you know, maybe I should bring this one back to the house as well. You know, it's going to be quite close. I went to a boat where I'd started, and there was like a haunted house near it, and it had this. Like, we're never going to find that 2105 in all likelihood. The boat's probably still in the same place. And this should have, yeah, a rusty radiator. It came off the truck. But then I switched to the Fury pretty fast after that. So it's possible I passed the truck that I was using. I've been in this, but not used it. Yeah. Quite a lot of these, like, certain times, didn't we? For some reason. But we are very, very close now. I'm just going to keep collecting these, because you never know, I might need them on the Operation Get Volkswagen Back. I'm still sort of undecided on whether we lost a couple of these, you know. It really does kind of look like we did when we hit that rabbit a while ago. Who really knows? Well, I've got maybe 20 minutes left, so I'm just going to go as far as I can in that time. I guess I'll be seeing you on the other side of that. Wow. It is a colour. It's very 70s. more too. That isn't adding up, is it? We should have been past our house by now and beyond the end of the road. Well, the start of the road. And instead we're in this bloody grass biome. I can't remember why, but I had it down as that it'd be about 1800 on the cars odometer, so... Yeah, I really don't know. I'm sure if you compare the car odometer and the world counter, you'll see the discrepancies back and forth, like from one to the other. That's what I meant about never setting too much store by these numbers. You never really know how far you are on anything. The only sort of consistent metric you have is the lamppost, which are 100 metres apart. Now, you might notice sometimes the odometer isn't even in view, and I still know when I've hit a milestone because I tend to be counting them in my head as I drive by. The bugger is that? Oh, man. I thought something was manifesting in the air, then I was like, have I just uncovered some really obscure thing? Like an angry sun out of Mario or something. It was like, it was just this gleaming thing hovering, and like, you know, I was like, damn, it's like a new type of alien. I'd have thought I'd have heard about it. My primary thought, and what I thought was more likely, is that the game was probably just glitching out in some way. Of course, the Discord group's admin, who we mentioned back in the first part, denied quite angrily that I'd seen a bug in this game once. Because, you know, bugs never happen in this game that's not finished. That's not, like, part of the appeal of it and stuff, is the fact that it's full of bugs. Some people are just idiots, aren't they? They can't be wrong, you know, they have to think they're right, they get aggressive when they're told they're wrong. You know, fucking narcissists, authoritarians with no real power. Too many of them are now. It's the sort of people we used to deal with in the past, you know, you do something about them. You wouldn't have been thought bad for, like, slapping them, because you would only really have encountered them face to face. That culture needs to come back. That culture needs a resurgence. I've hit a few people this year, I'll be honest with you. You know, I don't think I'm tough or anything, I just, you know, I'm sort of through with people's bullshit, and it's like, you know, I'm not going to stand for this shit, you're not going to make my life worse. Someone saying some shit on the internet I couldn't care less about. It's people in real life, you know, you ride your bike down a track and it's narrow, you know, then, alright, fine, I maybe don't expect you to yield unless you're a pedestrian, which, you know, yeah, you've technically got right of way, but I can't fucking go anywhere. You can walk on that little grass ridge, I can't bike on that, so fucking walk there, and you can keep going, I can keep going. Oh, you're not gonna, you're just gonna smirk at me and carry on. Well, I'll tell you what, I weigh like 200 and some pounds, my bike's another 100 fucking pounds, I'm doing 15 miles an hour, let's see who's going to come off better in this collision, shall we? Then you're on a wide track, it'll be like, you know, fucking 10 foot wide, and you've got a couple of blokes on bikes weaving around, I want to get past them, and I'm there, you ask them nicely, you ding the bell, they look back, they fucking smirk, they just weave more. It's like, mate, if you don't get out the fucking way, I will just fucking hit you, because I'm not in the mood. And everyone acts like you're the dickhead for doing it, and that shows to me, like, the problem in the culture today. It's like, look, I know you're pissed that some bloke on some fucking bike that's nearly a century old, who looks like me, is going to go past you. That can't make you feel nice inside. That has got to make you feel quite emasculated or something, I guess. But I'm sorry, I just have that effect on people. It's not my fucking fault. Don't make it my fucking problem. That's your fucking inadequacy. Not in the mood. What I'm really not in the mood for is this road to go on another fucking 500 kilometres. I don't think it will. I reckon we'll hit it within the next 100, 150 tops. I'll be very curious to see what the biome is. I don't remember much about the first few parts I recorded, I'll be honest. We're now into I remember nothing territory, and you saw I remembered vehicles in the wrong order, so yeah, this might be one-to-one how it looked when we were driving out, but it also might not. It could be completely different. The generation might have fucked up. The curves in the road seem to be sharper every once in a while as you get closer to the start of it. Like, curves seem to get less and less pronounced as you go further down. It must just be something with the algorithm it uses, I don't know. But then maybe there's worlds that generate where the end of the road's really, really snaky. I haven't been in that many worlds in this game, you know, it's not something that I play constantly. I sort of sat and played it a lot to record this. I haven't really touched it between finishing the main series and starting this, other than to have a quick look at some of the updates and to fiddle with my green car. Did I drive the green car at the end of the road? I'm never going to tell you, I'm just going to leave you to wonder if I did. Given how quickly we've knocked this out, do you think I'm capable of doing it? Do you think it's likely, you know? And shit, it takes most people like nearly a year to get to the end of the road in this game. I'll just fucking walk it like it's nothing. I don't claim to be the best at this game, but out of people who've recorded Let's Play sort of style of it, then I'm probably the best out of those, I would say, from what I've seen. But I don't watch a lot of YouTube, so I don't have time. A lot of the time I just put it on as background noise. Like, you know, when I wasn't recording this real-time segment here, you know, just some random dude messing with some bloody N64 game mod. So, I don't fucking know. It's just background noise. It's something where I can turn my eyes away from the screen for a minute. Well, a few seconds. You can't look away for that long with this. It's a good job I stopped. You see, you probably wonder, oh, why does he slow down when he gets there or build it? That is why I slowed down, because of shit like that. Because it's slow to load these things in. What was that about Pearl Harbor? That guy's got issues. Man, fuck him. I'm getting out of here. In fact, I'm probably just going to chuck you back in the time-lapse because I'm out of shit to say. Let's see if I can get to the end of the road before I have to go away.
D-minus countdown. All systems ready for combat. Activate section 5. Surge in the lots. Push button, remote control. Hammers and androids ready to roll. With a smash from Sergeant Bash. Smash by the death metals. The killer that's got a plot to unsettle. The sacrificial program on a silicon sword. Electro armor plated, devastating kind of torture. War on wheels. The iron steel wheel round to pound you down. Make you gonna feel the end is nigh. 3, 2, 1.
Here at 10:50:21 something, and well, that's not the slightest bit unnerving. Yeah, I clearly messed about here with stuff. This is another car we haven't used, but I'm making a note of it. Same with this one. You know, because by what math I have and what little I remember, I was obviously cleaning the car up here. It tells me I didn't have the Golf very long when I got here, and I don't want to be at night anymore because I want to be absolutely certain I don't miss vehicles that might be at the side of the road. But I think now we must be within, like, easily between 50 and 70 kilometres from the start of the road. We're getting very close. I can almost smell it. It smells bloody awful, but I can almost smell it. I can almost smell my fucking horrible bird from here. I can't smell worse than the one I live in. I give up trying to make this smell decent after the first couple of years. Clean it as much as you want, you're just getting the stink from the whole terrace, and it has an open sewer, so, you know, what do you expect? It's better than the other house in how they put me in that had an opening into the sewer in the kitchen. I mean, that was bad. Does anyone remember that? I never found where that was. I think it was that when you were near the back door, there was that sort of square bit sticking out the wall. That was the soil pipe for the toilet upstairs, and I had a suspicion it was probably in there where the hole was. It was probably they've either smashed the cast iron out and tried to wedge a plastic pipe into, like, the old flange, or council. They like doing things like that. They're quite sloppy. But yeah, this really can't be far. This must be, you know, I think maybe 70 kilometres, something like that. Which means we'll be finishing up at 1890. 1900 tops, I think. I can't guarantee this, of course. It's just very rough mathematics, and with the world counter drifting, as it likes to do, you know, we're sort of at the mercy of a bit of gas work. Still, we are low on oil, we are low on gas, so the gas lights come on now. That's good. I'm not going to do anything about it. I want to see if I can get home without actually refilling them. So I'm going to go for another 35-40 minutes, and that should get us there. Pardon me. That should be enough time. We should be able to make it home in this recording session. If not, then I guess we'll have one more very short one, but then I suppose when I come and do that, I can start on Operation Get Golf Back. I just have to remember to sort of put a break in the recording in case I can't finish that. Because once I start using this machine for regular video production, you know, normal would be a more fitting word, it might break again, and I won't be fixing it again if it goes. Like, if it fucking, you know, these hard drives I've threw in are even older than mine, and they're not performing very well, about 45 megs per second per disc at most, and that to me is just never a good omen on a disc that should be doing close to like 300 per second, you know. It's so that it probably is going to go again, probably in short order, and obviously video rags it about a lot, and normal videos, you're pulling a lot more resources. On this it's not too bad, really, you know. We've got the recording of the game, and occasionally we're dubbing, you know, music on it, and that's really all you're dragging. Whereas on those you've got the camera, you've got capture, you've got all sorts of other shit coming in, audio from another source, you know. It's, you're having to fade between quite often you're just displaying one or the other for the purposes of making things line up with time, and you start doing that, it puts a lot of stress on the hard disk, and it's going to be painful, because now when I edit this I'm near enough blind, because it's so slow I cannot see what's going on. Like, it will not play the video, you know, it just stalls out, so it's going to be painful. It's not going to be nice. I'll try and get a few more out, like on the main channel. I don't have much left to do on there anyway. You know, I've said a few times I'm not going to not going to disrespect myself or my audience by turning into what a lot of channels like mine have. I would rather just go out gracefully and move on to different subjects. That's the way it is, you know. If people don't like that, then, well, no grudges. I'm glad they enjoyed what they enjoyed, and I hope they find what they're looking for somewhere else. It's, you know, I'm not owed anything. I don't owe them anything. That's always been the understanding from the very start. I'm doing it for fun. I'm here as long as I'm here, and it's gone a lot longer, you know. There's a channel that I started as a piss take in college, you know. It's done pretty well for a jerk that was, you know, an in-jerk with a bunch of friends, and, you know, nearly became a gross-out channel and shit like that. I'd really love to get those early videos back. I really should send that disc off for recovery, because the longer I don't do it, the less likely they are to be able to get it back. It's fucking expensive though, but that'd be cool. I'd like to find the spider one, because other things, you know, I tested out with a visual effects channel, like how to use them and stuff. And in one of them I had like this spider vision thing going on. I'd rigged a bunch of pulleys, so it sort of, you know, was a spider eye view of like being on the ceiling and dropping on my face when I was asleep. And the pulley mechanism was operated by my feet, just sort of rocking back and forth and feeding the string through between my foot. I'm quite dexterous with my feet. You know, I can pick things up with them and that. I'm one of those sorts of people. So, you know, it was how you couldn't see that it was me on my own operating all the stuff. And I didn't reveal that in the video. I just figured I'd leave people to guess, because the focus was more on the video effects. But still, it's going to take us a while to do the killer mums. So, well, yeah, I guess I'll throw you back in a time lapse soon. I'm glad to see there has been a few boats round here, so, you know, I will probably have to drive this car out again a certain distance to the nearest vehicle or something, and I can just use whatever that car is to get to one of those trucks. We did get a fair few of them. There was a bike there. For all we know, we might be taking that. They're horrible, but whatever we get only has to get us as far as like a decent vehicle, and that only has to get us as far as one of those trucks, and then I can come back, return this car like to the house, or where the house was, and yeah, then I can go and get my Volkswagen. I might get that orange one as well. I'd love that burgundy one, but it's just too far to go. Like, it's out at like 4,000 kilometres. But again, that ain't shit. I mean, what is that? Like, you know, a fucking 40-hour drive at most? That ain't nothing. I've got until next year to get this uploaded. There's no rush. I can totally try, but I still think it's a bit much. So I don't think we will. I think we'll just forever have it exist in the saves it exists in, and, well, maybe we could do a fun thing and try and get it to the end of the road. It's only 1,000k. We could just go in the old save and I could drive it all the way to the end and say it went there, you know? That'd be pretty neat. I was hoping I'd have a building to stop off at to throw you back into time-lapse vision, but it's not looking like that's going to be the case. There's not even a ghost building, so yeah, I guess we're sort of screwed on that one. Well, you can't have everything. I'm going to stop because I have to exit the application, like, well, tab out of it to do things here. Adjust the frame with it and shit. I'll see you on the other side of the time lapse. Well, we might be hurt.
To
was told these weren't in the game anymore. I was lied to. You might remember I mentioned once that there was a building type I'd not observed like yet that I knew was in the game. This is it, these little houses. What a nice little place, I would live in here. So what to think of that. The window's a bit high here, isn't it? That's a bit creepy. What would you use that for? Well, they spawn refrigerators. They spawn crates, so if there's anything useful to me in there, but you can just leave them as crates. Oh man, it's a nice little place this. There's no electrics. The roof doesn't look like it's in best shape. There's a ramp, so they have been modified in this version of the game. You know, that door all right, will keep the rabbits out. We're here to go outside to go to bed. I think more that they'd have a shit shack. This house doesn't appear to have a shit shack. So, I mean, you're in a desert, sounds quite easy to pick. I think the starting house used to have these tiles, or does it have these ones now and it used to have different ones? I guess. It's nice, so you do actually get something useful spawn out of it. Well, I guess the fridge could spawn food, but you don't use that. Well, I'll bring the gas along for the ride, but I'm not putting it in my tank. How much do I even have left at this point? Ah, there's plenty. We can get home on that. I might, it's not impossible. That'd be neat if this was really close to the start of my scene. Really starting to get that feeling that my car is about to die, either from a lack of oil or a lack of gas leak. Thankfully there's no damage model for that in this game. But I should be within 20 kilometres. There's a building there, but I think that's a haunted mansion, so... yeah, house still not in draw distance, if it's even still there. Can we make it? It's alright, if not, I got loads of gas and oil in the trunk, I'll just fill it up again. I just want to know if I can actually do it on, yeah, that's a haunted mansion over there, on what's left, you know, how far off will we be? Can we get it there? You know what would be weird is if that had replaced my house. I'd not mind that if I went out one day and then came back and there was just a building like that where my house was and it was like mine now by default because it was where my house was. You know, it had the same number on it. I wonder how that would work, like, you know, as a tenant. You know, because the tenancy... now they don't give you the blueprints. They used to give you a copy of the blueprints when you rented a property, and they don't do it anymore, which is pretty annoying, because you've got to do all your own measurements for, like, flooring and shit. So, now they don't do that. You're really just agreeing to the address, aren't you? Like, you know, I will rent the property, like, you know, number... 1 big street, you know, whatever. So if the building magically changed because the universe is weird and that was a sharp corner. We're very close. That was a very, very sharp corner. We are not far now. Yeah, you know, surely they'd have to just honour that and rent it to you at that point. I mean, the world we live in, they'd probably have you in the courts for vandalising the property somehow. They'd just blame you. How much gas does it use when I'm sleeping? Oh no, I shouldn't have gone to sleep. The gas. I assume it's the gas. We could have probably made that if I didn't do that. Probably not. I can hear a rabbit. Which way is it? Oh, I don't know. Who cares? What's he gonna do? All load of fucking out is what he's gonna do. Okay. This damn sled. I'll be glad I get rid of it. Probably won't even use it after all of this. I reckon we might have just made it on that gas, like if I hadn't gone to sleep, but I don't know. The only reason I think that is I think we're close enough that we might have been able to just roll it. Like I stopped, like, you know, to turn the sleep on, and the car will coast quite far. Like, you know, if we're doing this bit, we can try it. Let's turn it off. See how far we get. See if we would have rolled home. There is a building there. Is it home? Is it our house? Have we done it? Did I start recording at just the right time? Did my mental mathematics, which are not very good, it's not a strong point of my mental math, actually work? Is my shitty little building still here? It fucking is. Oh yes. So we could have done it on the gas we had left. We would have just made it if I hadn't gone to sleep there. But I don't think it would have been as impressive coming back at night. So I don't have to live out my days in a bus shelter. We did it! Both fucking ways, baby. Don't ever fucking doubt me. Don't never fucking doubt me. I know what I'm fucking doing with motors. Got me fucking fingers, mate. Start it back on before the rabbits come and start knocking the panels off. I have to drive it into the building. I'm not going to save it in the building, but 1888. That is a model of ESS sound card I have never been able to find. You watch me have forgotten to change the recording settings or something. Oh dear. What do we oh, it'll be the sled. I'll check the fucking sled out. I don't need it anymore. Piece of junk. We made it home. After all that. Of course, that's alright for you. I have to go out again. Oh, it's that other door, isn't it? There you go. That might be permanently stuck in the car now. If I've done all that, just... there we go. You watch me have one at the house. Because I've got a feeling there probably is one. Like, around here. Then again, I might have fucked with it when we started. Alright, car. I'm going to introduce you to your new home, although there is a mansion around here, so we might be moving. But I do have the only telephone booth, there is that. Let's just site ourselves, mark our territory so nobody else comes and uses. That's what we do with them in my town. There you go. Fucking hell. It's a very long time since we stood here, because I mean there are several building types in the game, but there's only one of these. Only one of these. This is the only one, and it's ours. Just use all of the post-apocalyptic electricity up, why not? Spiders. It's all still here, look at it. This building mustn't shift very much when it loads back in. Hey, remember we took that pack of cigarettes and everything with us, didn't we? How much oil did we have left? A litre. That's fucking loads. Could have made it halfway around the bloody world on that. Bed's there. It's weird being at home. Our gun's back there. Like in the chimney. Holy crap. It's so strange. Hey, nobody's been in my basement, have they? Go down here and find... I still think there's something fishy about that. That's where they came in from. Let's do a save game, and well, I'll get this edited and rendered, and I'll try and do Operation Get Volkswagen back in my own time. I don't save in there just for when I load in. If the building moves and eats my car, after all that, you know, wouldn't feel right, would it? I'll leave the doors open, I'm studying. That deserves a screenshot. Went all the way to the end of the road. We drove all the way back. And we even recovered my car. Now I just have to go to a truck. So I am going to have to go out in my car again because there's no vehicles right next to my house. But that's alright, I'll drive that haunted mansion. There's probably one over there. You might even be lucky, it might even be a car transporter truck. Can you imagine if we had such luck? Yeah, this is me we're talking about. That's not going to happen. We've been far too lucky as it is. But it's not very far too, like, you know, far few of them. I wonder if we can transport one on the back of the other. It's something I've got to try at some point. I at least want to drive one, even if I end up not using it. 10,600, that's a very, very squared off number, isn't it? That is perfect right there. That is absolute perfection. Well, if this is where it all ends, it's a little bit weird actually saying that at this point, then I'm high treason. I really, really do thank you for watching, because there's just no fucking point to this. It's just some dude who's bored fucking about, you know. And I'll see you again sometime. But I don't know what it'll be, or when, or in what way, but I'm sure it'll happen. And do remember, don't be a screw up. The DOS 622 up.